Hi everyone, Johnnyman here, and welcome back to my Coventry City FIFA 18 career mode. This is the first episode of the second season in charge of Coventry City. Obviously, last time out, if you haven't seen any of those episodes, please go check them out. We are crowned Sky Bet League 2 champions, and now we compete in the League 1. So it's been a long, hard summer. Only managed to bring in 2 players of note. Let's go check out some of those players. Alright, so coming into the club, we signed Reece Brown. Now, Reece Brown was a player I had my eye on in the January transfer window. We couldn't not agree a fee, but I did finally agree a fee for Reece Brown here, £1.25 million. It's a lot of money to spend on the player, but he is 22 years old. He can play anywhere, left midfield, right midfield, centre midfield, attacking midfield, and I'm pretty sure he could play up top as well. As you can see, these are his main attributes: acceleration, sprint speed, agility, balance, stamina, and jumping. So some really good attributes there for a midfielder, especially in the system that I like to play. Next, I bought in a goalkeeper. Finally bought in a goalkeeper that I'm going to stick with. I bought in Anthony Masoniel, I think that's how you pronounce it, for $1.15 million. He's already valued at 1.6. Obviously, he's pretty good overall. He's got a 70 overall rating right now. He's traditional style goalkeeper. Just a very good young goalkeeper. At 20 years old as well, he's probably going to grow and develop into a really solid player. So let's take a look at the first team. Now, a few players did end up leaving for minimal fees. Players like O'Brien, and I'm trying to get sell Hyam as well, and there's a few other little bits and pieces. But anyway, this is the team that I'm going into the second season with, in charge of Cov City. So Masoniel, obviously our main goalkeeper, followed by Labont. Then obviously we actually caught up our youth goalkeeper, Dennis Moraes. Unfortunately, he was threatening to leave, and he had a little bit of potential, so I brought him up, and he'll be the third choice goalkeeper this year. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so right backs, 3 right backs. Kelly Evans did end up re-signing for the club. A bit more than I wanted to pay for him on contract wise, but still good to have him back in the team. He'll compete with Jack Grimmer for that starting right back role. He also caught up Javier Camacho for my youth team. Despite extra coverage as well. He's a huge guy, 6'3", 182 pounds, can play centre half as well. Shows a bit of promise actually in pre-season with some of the pre-season matches, so it'll be interesting to see how he develops and see if he can get maybe some first team action this year. At the back, I'm still trying to get rid of a lot of players. I actually accepted a bid for Ibrahima Conte. I like him, I do, but I felt like the offer that came in, honestly, I've got so many good centre-halves, I don't know really know what to do with them. So when the offer came in for Conte, I was happy to accept it. Also, I can turn the money I get from him into more players and stuff like that. So I'm still searching for a striker. That's my primary goal from now to the end of the transfer window, to get a new striker in. I need money, and selling Conte will definitely help me do that. But anyway, at the back, obviously Jordan Willis has got 69 overall now, 23 years old. And Jordan Turnbull is back from his loan spell at Partick Thistle. He'll partner Jordan Willis at the back. So the 2 Jordans at the back. And Dominic Hyam, I've accepted a bid from Shrewsbury for him. He's likely to leave. Rob McDonald is still at the club, and he probably will be for the remainder of the season if I sell Conte, obviously. Tom Davis as well, I'm trying to get rid of him, but no real promising bids yet. Left back, so I actually signed another left back I forgot about, and that was Nicola Lacini. Signed him on a pre-contract deal. 24-year-old, can play centre half and left back. Very solid in pre-season. He'll back up Ryan Haynes, or at least compete for that first team role. And obviously with that in mind, Nawi Das is not much use for him anymore, so I transfer listed him, yet to get a good bid for him though. In midfield, our centre midfield, let's do that. Tariq Hamad, obviously still at the club, 29 years old, very solid holding midfielder. He'll partner either Ben Stevenson, another good centre midfielder, 68 overall now, 21 years old, so he's still growing. I think he could at least be a 70, 71, 72 kind of player once he's finished growing. Liam Kelly, 28 years old, centre midfielder, is another option we have. Very similar player to Hamad, a bit taller though, very good in the air. Then it'll be Tony Andrea, obviously 30 years old now. He probably used more as a striker than a centre midfielder, just because he hasn't really got the natural strength in the middle of the park to hold players off, things like that. So he'll probably play a bit more up top. Then we have Reece Brown, obviously the player that I signed, obviously a big money signing over the summer. Very excited to see what he can do this season, but he'll start off on the bench as he works his way into the first team. Out on the wing, we still have Peter Vicente. I've transfer listed him at 59 overall. He's not really good enough to play in League One, so he's transfer listed. Jody Jones, obviously 67 overall now. He's still definitely growing and developing as a player. He can play both flanks. He'll start, no doubt, and he's going to play a very, very important role this season. Andre Dominguez has turned into a 62 overall player. I've actually loan listed him. I wanted to get him some regular first team football, and he's not really going to get that here. And in the few performances I've used him, I'm not really a huge fan of his. He can actually play centre midfield as well, but I really wouldn't use him in that role. His strength is pretty appalling. On the left wing, we still have Carl Finn. Still trying to get rid of him, but he does provide options as far as like backup roles and things like that. So I don't know quite if I'll move him on quite yet, but I am perhaps if I get a good offer for him, I definitely will accept that. Tom Krause obviously is the other player that came up from the youth academy. He's now 62 overall. Had a really good preseason. His status is showing great potential. He really is a very, very promising player, and I expect big things for him this season. Another winger I brought up was Elugio de Menses, who is another youth prospect. He won't get much action at all. They actually transfer listed him. He's kind of garbage, so I'm expect to move him on. Up top, we still have Fabio Medeiros, who I'm trying to send out on loan. No real bids for him yet. He's not getting much game time. Ponticelli is still on loan to, what was that, Aldershot? I think. Anyway, I can't remember. Accrington Stanley, sorry. Then we have Maxime Biamu, still trying to get rid of him, but nobody wants him. Kwame Thomas, he signed a new deal in the summer, and that was actually for a good amount of money. I'm paying him a lot of money, so I expect a decent return on him this season. Hopefully he can stay fit. Last season he missed a lot of it due to a horrific injury, so hopefully he'll make a big impact this year, especially with Stuart Bevan on decline. He's now 65 overall. I expect him to be perhaps early 60s by the time this season ends. He's definitely rapidly declining, which is disappointing because he's definitely a bit of a legend, especially of this save. Then Mark Mignolte, 66 overall, remaining pretty solid. Not much more to speak about him, honestly. I expect him to do well this season. So as you can see, our weakest position in the team right now is definitely striker. I'm looking to bring in a few players. I've got a few players being scouted right now. We'll have to see if we can get a reasonable bid in. Again, we haven't got much money because we spent a lot of it on Brown and obviously our new goalkeeper, Masoniel. Again, I always forget how to pronounce that name, so I have to make sure I check it to pronounce it correctly. And by going into the opening day of the season, we're actually playing Bristol Rovers away from home. This is how we're going to line up. We're going to do a Masoniel obviously in goal, Grimm at right back, Haynes at left back with Turnbow Willis through the middle, Krause left wing, Kelly Stevenson through the middle with Jones on the right, with Bevan and Andrea are going to lead the line. On the bench, you got Bogdan Laban, who I got a new deal for. He is going to just provide a backup. I don't know how long I'm going to keep him for because I still pay him a lot of money. It's half of pretty much what I was paying him last season, so I got a pretty good deal for him. On the bench should be McDonald, Lacini, Reese Brown, Hamad, Thomas, and McNulty. It's a much, much stronger bench and much stronger team overall compared to last season. Let's hope they can live up to expectations, which are, by the way, while we're thinking about it, objectives. Let's do objectives, shall we? So these are objectives overview. They want to finish a profit margin of 17.6 million. Didn't do it last season, didn't get anywhere close. They wanted to, within 3 seasons, increase season ticket holders with at least 10% of the stadium's capacity. Within 2 seasons, have at least 1 player from the Youth Academy sign in the first season, play at least 50% of the games in the next season. I expect it to happen pretty comfortably. We're going to have Tom Krause, who's going to play a lot of games. Youth developments, domestic success. They want to gain automatic promotion from League 1. It's going to be a bit of a jump to go from League 1 to League 2. I don't think as big as I'm expecting it to be, but I'm always a bit wary, especially of playing much, much higher talented players. We'll have to see what happens, obviously, as the season progresses, but obviously promotion would be ideal. Let's get back into the Premier League as soon as possible, and we've got some really good key players already that's going to help us get there. Masoniel, Willis, Stevenson, Jones are all players that will most likely stick for me all the way through into the Premier League. But without further ado, let's go ahead and play Bristol Rovers away from home to open up this season. Obviously, naturally, I'm pretty excited by obviously the prospect of playing in League 1 now and then starting off this campaign. I'm looking forward to see how Masoniel does this season. Obviously Reese Brown as well. 2 very good players that came into the club, and I expect them to be around for a long time. So let's get the season started. Let's get it off with a win. Alright, so here we go, kicking off the second season in charge of Cov City up against Bristol Rovers away from home. Here's Kraus, good looking ball there to Bevan. Now Bevan's through and goal, hasn't got the pace he used to have, but he gets by his man. He's got options in the box, he can find him, he pulls it back, but the keeper does well to come out and grab the loose cross. Not a very good ball from Bevan there, but he did well to get away from his man. Here's another chance. Bevan looking for Andreo. He's got the edge of the area here. He finds Bevan again. Bevan, that's a great through ball to Liam Kelly. Oh, good save from the keeper. First real chance of the season for us there. Liam Kelly probably should have been a bit better with the effort. Here's Jody Jones. The through ball should be a goal, and it is. Jody Jones gets the first goal of the season for Coventry City there. Jody Jones, talked about him having a much improved season, and it looks like it's got off to an absolute flyer. Beautiful football set through Jody Jones, and it was a very, very comfortable finish. Good hold-up play from Andreo, just waited long enough for Jones to make the run, and when he found it, that was an emphatic finish from the enigmatic right winger. There's a chance now for Bristol Rovers, and what a block that was from Jordan Turnbull. Playing his first game in the save. Alright, first half is over and done with. We are currently winning 1-0 with a decent finish there from Jody Jones. Good build-up play in the end for that goal. And it's put us 1-0 ahead. But bad news is, looks like Antonio Andreas picks up a knock. Not a good way to start the season. So instead, we're going to bring on Kwame Thomas. As I mentioned, I'm paying him a lot of money now to be here. And I'm taking a gamble on him because I think he could be something special as long as he keeps growing and developing and he can stay fit. That's going to be key. Here's Thomas now. Looking for a run at Jones, and he finds him. Jones gets by his man. Cross it in there. And there's Kraus, and it's a goal. Tom Kraus getting his first goal, obviously, of the season. And a great little run there, and a good finish there from Tom Kraus. Not the best ball one from Jody Jones. I was actually aiming for Stuart Bevan, but never mind. Kraus made the run, and a decent half volley. Keeper had no chance. And it is 2-0. So all things going our way at the first game of the season. Here's a chance now for Bristol Rovers and Grimwood as well. Let's get the ball clear. And he finds actually Thomas there. He's got the pace to get away from him. Good first touch from Thomas. He's going to get by his man here. He's got Bevan to aim at. He finds him, but it's a good block. And it's time to unleash Reece Brown. He's going to come on for Kraus. Obviously, Kraus has had a really good game getting that goal. But I wanted to give Reece Brown a run out, and it'd be a good chance to see what he can do on the left flank. Alright, here he is, taking the corner kick, whips it in, looking for Grimmer, can't find him. Forces Turnbull at the edge of the area, Turnbull shoots, and it's going to be easily cleared by Bristol Rovers. Here's a chance now for Bristol Rovers on the break. Ball's whipped into the back post, and oh, that's a fantastic save from Marsonial. First real action he's kind of had to be caught up into there, and he does very well. Here's Reece Brown on the break. He's got the pace to get away from him. Chance to score on his debut, Reece Brown. Oh dear, that was a terrible effort. That was my bad. That was absolutely my bad. For some reason, I thought he was right-footed. He's, in fact, left. As you can tell from that really terrible finish. But what a save that was from Anthony Marsonial. First real time he's been caught into action. Here's another chance for Bristol Rovers, and it goes behind for a corner. Sorry, a goal kick. Here's Lancini, also his first action coming off the bench. Here's Bevan. Bevan finds Thomas in the area, and as well to intercept it. Here's Ben Stevenson. Pulls the Grimmer, he's got options in the box. Grimmer's going to whip this in, looking for Brown, and that's a good clearance. Lancini puts the pressure back in though. Here's Thomas in the area, can't get enough space to turn the shot off, and there it is, full-time whistle has blown. It is going to start the season with a 2-0 win away at Bristol Rovers. What a great way to start the season. Goals from Jody Jones and Tom Kraus leading us to a victory. Take a look at the match ratings. Tom Kraus got a 9.0. Jody Jones, in fact, got man of the match, though, with a 9.5. 1 goal and 1 assist. Great performance from him. If we look at the back, solid displays all the way around. Haynes had a 7.1. He was substitute for Lancini late on. Grimmer 7.8. Turnbull 7.8. Willis 7.5. So very, very pleasing stuff all the way around. A very, very solid professional display from the side. Alright, and one thing I had to mention actually was some news regarding the Youth Academy. Let's check out some of the new players you may not recognize. First, you have Nicholas Ward, who is a 15-year-old right back, who 52 overall, potential of 91. He's actually got a very bright future at 6'2" as well. He's already a physically dominating player, so that's very pleasing. Then we got Will Watson, 45 overall, 87, a potential centre midfielder. Evan Cunningham, 85, potential player, 51. Dennis Smith, an American, 51 overall, 90 potential. I'm keeping a close eye on him. Leandro Castro still at the club with 47 overall, 84. I had high hopes for this guy, 15 years old. He's got potential of 62 to 78. When I originally signed him, he had a potential to be a 93, but for some reason he dropped off heavily. But he's only 15 years old, so still might grow into a solid rotation player, maybe a 60 or 65 overall. Goalkeeper Pedro Quero still at the club. He's reduced his potential significantly, and then Julio Barros, same for him as well. He's only now 84. We also signed Jonathan Phillips most recently, 47 overall, potential of 88. Then we have Jonathan Green, potential of 84, right now 42. And then we have Andrew Cooper, probably one of my highest hopes on the side, the American, 52 overall, a potential of 71 to 91. So I'll keep a close eye on these players. Obviously, I'll let you know if I call any of them up or any of them grow significantly enough to make first team impact. Alright, so we got some news here. Obviously, I just sold Ibrahima Conte for £540,000. A little bit of a loss from what I signed him last season, but that's okay. He wasn't getting much game time, and honestly, he was becoming pretty disgruntled behind the scenes as well for not getting enough game time. And I've also signed sold another centre-half, Dominic Hyam. He's finally left the club. He went to Shrewsbury for £310,000. So that helps us grow our transfer budget a little bit more now to £1.62 million. Obviously, wage budget is still nothing, so we'll have to adjust things as we go along, but it does give me a little bit more wiggle room as far as signing players goes. I'm still looking at a few targets. Potentially this guy I looked at last season, Ibrahim Niani. Not really sure about him though, honestly. It costs a lot of money to bring him in. I think my scout said he would need, honestly, it'd be about 1.2, 1.3 million, which is pretty much my entire budget. But I have got scouting on a few players, Brighton Labeu, Thomas Lena Olsen, who else am I looking at? A couple of these players, Ashley Fletcher, Azimi, Frank Noble. Obviously, we know from last season, we know as a physically dominating player, he could be a really good replacement for Stuart Bevan. He's got a lot of goals as well in League 2, so that's a player that I am definitely considering signing. So honestly, I'm about out of time for this episode and the opening episode of Season 2. Hope you guys have enjoyed this episode so far. Please let me know in the comments below, who do you think I should sign for Season 2? What areas of the team should I improve? Should I like to improve the, obviously I'm looking to improve the strike force. Should I maybe add another centre midfielder to the team? What do you guys think? I'll be interested to hear what your opinion is. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying the series. If you are, remember to leave a like on the video. If you want to see more videos by me in the future, please hit subscribe. We're about a week and a little bit away now from Foot Manager 2018 comes out, and when that comes out, there will be a ton of content for Foot Manager 2018. I've got a lot of plans. Hopefully I can follow through with them. But subscribe to find out. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying it, and I'll see you all in the next part. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.